Yeah, we're good.
First of all, I just want to thank you for speaking to us at Pro Fans Boxing. So how are you feeling going ahead of this fight?
Good, I feel good. It's good to be in Sheffield. I was walking around today, sort of remembering the May event at Bramall Lane, which was a huge event. And I think sometimes there's so much happening in boxing in the world, we don't sort of sit back and say what a great night that was. It was the same week as the Manchester bombings, and I remember the difficulties we were facing, and everyone was very downbeat, obviously, and to get through that event. And although it didn't go Kell Brook's way, Brook Spence was a brilliant fight and a great night, and obviously Groves Chudinov as well, and Dave Allen on the card. So it's good to be back in Sheffield, and I think Kell's really got the bit between his teeth going into a very tough fight against Rabchecnko.
How is Kell obviously feeling?
He's good. He's training hard. His weight's coming down. His eyes are fine. Obviously, I think the news of Eddie Hearn sort of gave him a little bit of, spring in his step. And again, very tough fight. Coming back from Golovkin and Spence, Rabchecnko is no easy opponent, but he wanted to come back into a real fight. He wanted to make a statement. And on March the 3rd, we'll see what Kell Brook's got left in the tank.
And obviously, as you've just touched on there, you just recently signed up Amir Khan. How's Kell feeling? Obviously, with a lot of speculation going around about a potential fight later in the year.
Well, it's great. I mean, he was quite surprised at first, even though I told him it was happening. He didn't necessarily believe me, and then I think he realised that it was a great thing. Obviously there's more pressure on both of them to take the fight. The split's still to be discussed, the weight's still to be discussed, but ultimately it's a big fight for British boxing, and I feel like if both of them retired, there'll always be that conversation between fight fans that what if, and I never think we should do that if a fight makes sense. But most importantly, Kell's got a win on March 3rd, Amir's got a win on April 21st, and then we'll see if we can build towards that later in the year.
Obviously, with the weight differences, what sort of weight do you think that they'd be looking at?
I don't know, it's too early to say. I mean, Amir's going to box at 147, Kell's going to box at 154. Does Amir want to move up? Does Kell want to move down? Do you meet somewhere in the middle? I think that's the least of our worries at the moment. We just get these wins out the way and give them some momentum to go into that fight.
And what are your sort of predictions for the Brook fight?
Rabchecnko, I think it's a very tough fight. I think coming off those defeats and those injuries, you don't really want to be fighting a hungry puncher who likes to come forward with good work rate, and that is exactly what Rabchecnko is. So I think it's a dangerous fight. But it's the kind of fight where you'll find out about Kell Brook in terms of what's left. And I believe, and as we see in sparring and training, there's plenty left. And up at 154, I think he'll be a different monster. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does have left in the tank. And I think you'll get a great fight out of Rabchecnko as well.
And do you feel that there is any doubts from Kell? Obviously, he's been speaking about his future and obviously possibly.
No, I think he's very honest. I think he talks about another year in the sport, 3 or 4 fights. That can suddenly become 6 or 7 fights after a couple of wins. I think he took, very tough for him after the Spence defeat because he lost his world title in front of his own fans. And he's really had to take the time to think about what he wants, and what he wants is boxing, what he wants is titles and big fights. So he's back, he's training hard, and I expect an excellent Kell Brook on March 3rd.
And just slightly moving away from Kell, obviously Anthony Joshua's fighting Parker soon. What are your sort of predictions and hopes going into that?
It's a really tough, dangerous fight. 2 undefeated, hungry, big punching, fast heavyweight world champions. Anything can happen, and I think Joshua has a great style for Parker because he will trade, and Parker will get his chances as well. But I just think Anthony will produce a clinical performance on that night. I wouldn't be surprised if both guys were hurt in the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw some kind of Klitschko-style fight there, because Parker's game as they come, he's bang up for this, and they tell me he's durable. They tell me he's got a great chin. Well, you're going to find that when he gets hit by AJ, but it's going to be an electric fight.
So obviously with both Kell and Anthony coming out, by no means taking anything for granted with these 2 fights coming in.
No, I mean, Amir's going to be an opponent announced next week. That'll be a solid test. This is a tough fight. But there's no point talking about Brook Khan until we get March 3rd and April 21st.
Absolutely.
And obviously you've been known in the past for holding great nights for British boxing. Do you feel you've got another one here, not just with Brook, but Jamal Yafai and the others?
Jamal Yafai against Gavin McDonald is a brilliant fight. And these are the type of fights that we're looking to make in 2018, because we need guys to step up and fight each other. And ultimately, if they don't win, then they step back, they challenge for British titles and stuff like that, no problem. Cody Chamberlain's another example. Dave Allen fighting for the Commonwealth heavyweight title. Kid Galahad back, defending his IBF Intercontinental title. So, it's a big card, and Sheffield's always been a great place to hold boxing. I think Kell Brook's return is going to be a big night.
And do you think that was a key factor in getting Kell back in to Sheffield? Was that the main focus for you?
Yeah, I think obviously after the Bramall Lane night, Kell's a star all over the country. Obviously he sold out the O2 before, he sold out Bramall Lane, Sheffield Arena, but Sheffield Arena's been a place where he's had some great nights, and I think he's excited to be back there, and we're expecting a great character.
Great.
Brilliant.
Cheers.
Really appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much. Cheers.
That is